So keep on going with your silly dream by Piter on AO3. This fic may include suicidal thoughts. That is your warning. Read by Lily6645. Chapter 5. Soreness. Izuku, honey, it's time to get up. His mom called softly until Izuku finally sat up and nodded. He groaned and flopped back down as soon as she shut the door, wincing in pain. He didn't think he'd ever done so much physical activity in his life. Izuku thought walking home using only street signs at night was bad, or waking up to cramps in his leg. He was not ready for the morning after. He sighed. Better to rip the Band-Aid off. So he took another breath and threw his school uniform on. Izuku winced at each movement. His legs had never been this sore, even with all the running he did from bullies. Oh God, he was going to have to deal with the traumatized Kachan today. He's not going to make it. He quickly finished his morning routine up until his mom cut on the TV halfway through Izuku eating the bowl of rice. Potted robbery at Ella's convenience and needs a small shop. This robbery was allegedly deterred by, as the witness claimed, a 5'5" male wearing a dark red hoodie, sunglasses, and red shoes. If you or a loved one knows the individual who match that's nearby, isn't it? Mom asked, still in her uniform from the hospital. Yeah, it is. Well, at least they caught the guy. She smiled slightly. I hope whoever stopped him is okay. I know how bad you wanted to be a hero, but promise me you'll run if you're ever in that situation, Izuku. Subconsciously, Izuku hid his bandaged hands under the table. Promise. And I'm sure he's fine. I should get going. Bye, Mom. Love you. He squeaked, swiftly dropping his dish in the sink and fast walking out of the door. Izuku walked through his day in a haze of exhaustion and pain. He could hardly hear the jeers that followed him through the lobby of his own heartbeat. They'd finally had enough, it seemed. As soon as school ended, he was cornered in the bathroom. Izuku glanced up nervously at the blonde who'd just slammed him into the wall. That too good for you? What, too good for me now? Huh, nerd? Bakugo punctuated this sentence with a punch, landing harshly against Izuku's jaw. Just 'cause some villain attacked me, you think you're all that? In the height of the adrenaline from the past 2 days, he'd almost forgotten this place. He was still the quirkless nobody with mediocre grades and no friends. Not for the first time, Izuku wondered what it would be like to just disappear. Izuku laid on his bed, eyes shut, each breath causing him pain. He'd have bruises, a lot of them. It was nothing new. At least there weren't any burns this time. He glanced at his clock. 10:24. His mom should be at work for hours. She probably thought he was sound asleep right now. Izuku thought of rooftops, of jumping, his body bouncing off the hard side. What? He swallowed nervously, adjusting his hood again, assuring his hair was fully covered despite having pinned it back. The ugly blue-tinted sunglasses did cover both his eyes and freckles on his cheeks. It was the same outfit as the one he wore in Ella's Convenience.
That was the end of Chapter 5, Soreness.
With the addition of
the next chapter of So Keep On
What
Going
if
with
they
Your
tried
Silly
to
Dream
match
by
his
Spider
fingerprints?
on AO3.
Too bad! Izuku
Chapter
wasn't
6,
that stupid.
Rooftops and Creepy Woman
No.
with Long Nails.
Not that he needed to hide his prints. He's not looking for crime or performing the act of vigilantism. He doesn't even have a quirk. How could he? Izuku let out a giddy grin at the thought. He'd never felt so devious in his life. Every breath hurt, and his legs shook with the soreness of running so much the previous night. But there he was, chasing adrenaline like the idiot he is. It was better than finding a rooftop, wasn't it? Izuku shoved his hands deeper into his hoodie pocket. He brought a knife, nothing else. Well, he also brought a baseball bat. It's not like he was looking for trouble, per se. But if he found some, he'd be ready. That's all. Carrying items to defend yourself wasn't illegal or suspicious. At all. Nope. He continued to walk the sidewalks, listening closely to alleyways in particular. And there was nothing, absolutely nothing, aside from the pain existing was currently coursing through Izuku. If he was going to be doing this every night, he better get used to it. He was finally putting that high pain tolerance from Kachan to use. Help! Somebody! Help! She's... A voice. A young voice yelled. Immediately, despite his screaming calves, Izuku ran to the alley that he thought he'd heard the noise from. He backtracked at the emptiness, glaring in frustration, before darting across the street. There was a boy who barely came past Izuku's knee, clearly struggling in the arms of a stupidly tall woman. What was her quirk? Graffiti? Izuku grimaced at his own joke. Not the time. Please! Shut up. Shut your damn mouth, brat, the woman hissed, dragging the kid closer to her face. No heroes are out now. No one is coming to save you. Now, if you know what's best for you, you'll shut up and make me a few bucks. If not, I'll sell you for parts." Izuku gulped, slowly approaching. He crept after the woman, struggling to be quiet and keep with her brisk pace. He didn't have to worry for long. At the mouth of the alley, she stopped. Izuku held his breath. A laugh, shrill and cruel, before her nails shot from her hands like tendrils. He froze in place, tensed yet unable to move his body. Was he really going to die here? Did he mind? That was the end of So Keep On Going With Your Silly Dream by Piter on AO3, Chapter 6, Rooftops and Creepy Woman with Long Nails. Hope you enjoyed. And thank you for listening. Sorry for the noise in the background. My dog really needed to go out. And thank you for the subscribes. I am currently at 125. Thank you so much for enjoying my videos. If you enjoyed this story, please support the original author on AO3. Link in the description below.